pretty crazy because I think one of our last shows, it was so damn freezing cold outside, and we were thanking everyone for coming out, but it feels like spring out there, so thank you anyway. A couple things this last week. Society Hall received a $10,000 check from Al Pomar, and it was from Carla Shriver and Kathy Woods. And Kathy and Carla are on the board of Al Pomar, and without even talking to each other, they designated Society Hall as the recipient of this grant. And you know, for the first time in however long we've been here, we have a little cushion in the bank. So we really want to thank them. That we weren't expecting it. That's even better, you know. And then San Luis Valley Federal Bank also called us up and said, well, we'd like to give you $2,000. And again, they're the best neighbors in the world, and when you don't ask for it, oh, we're so thankful. So now if something goes wrong, we've got still a few little repairs we're working on and stuff, but that's pretty cool. Meanwhile, I'm getting serious about sending Don Richmond to camp. Maybe some of you have heard me talk about it. I've known Donnie for 50 years, and I maybe was lucky enough to see Society Hall first, but when I left here, I went out to the corner, and the first person I called was Donnie Richmond, and I said, Donnie, I gotta show you this building. So whereas I'm good at some physical work and some labor and guilting people for money, Society Hall wouldn't exist without Donnie. And Donnie has also played for every wedding, memorial service, birth, graduation, bar mitzvah, fundraisers for everyone in the valley. And so I want to send him to a camp in September, 1st of September, and it's a Tommy Emmanuel camp. And I had to beg Don, not beg him, but say, Donnie, you got to go. And so if Donnie has ever done anything for you and you want to contribute to that camp, $1, $10, 25, I need to raise about $5,000. And if you haven't heard Tommy Emmanuel, he's one of the world's best guitar players, and also Emmylou Harris and a bunch of other people are going to be there at a 4-day camp. So I'm going to be doing that till I raise the money, otherwise I'm on the hook. So February 6th, we have Temple Grandin talking here at the Society Hall. It's going to be so spectacular. If you don't know who Temple Grandin is, you should go home and YouTube her and watch her movie. She's world renowned. We're blessed to have her here. It's going to be a fundraiser for the 4-H endowment to permanently pay for an extra 4-H agent. I can tell you we already have 60 tickets sold in about 2 days. So if you want to come, or if you know a teacher or a parent or someone who's ever dealt with autistic children, people, whatever, Temple's going to be talking about seeing in pictures, seeing visually, and she's just, we're blessed, we're honored. So anyway, February 6th, don't delay on getting tickets. I can get tickets for you tonight if you want, but let's see, February 17th is Alma and Friends concert. It's free to members of Alma, and then it's a $20 fee for everyone else. That's the 17th. They have finger foods, Don Richmond, Barry Monroe, and the Cheap Therapy Singers. I'm not sure about that group. Ruben Dominguez and Rose Villalpando and Old Scratch, but that's an Alma event, and it will be starting at 6 because they're going to have all of that music. So that gives you a little bit of what we're up to. Am I forgetting anything? No, okay. These guys, Bard's going to change all the light bulbs for me at my store because he's so tall. But I only got to hear them a little bit this afternoon, and we're in for a treat, and we want to welcome them. They're working on a new, you don't call them albums anymore, right? DVDs, whatever. They're recording out at Don Richmond Studio. We're blessed to have them here. They do have items for sale up front, and they're only $10. So let's give them a Valley welcome. Bard and friends.
How y'all doing? After the show, you can find me back there, and I'll pull my calendar out, and if you need me to come to your house and change light bulbs, we'll just get you signed up. Small feet. I walked into a Walgreens the other day, and this lady came like running towards me like she knew me, but she didn't. And I just kind of rudely ignored her and went around the side to do something, and then she found me, and she's like, I need your help. I was like, is it something you can't reach? She's like, yes, can you get that wine bottle from up there? And I was like, sure. All right, thanks for having us. We're gonna get it kicked off, and then I'll introduce everybody later. This one's called 489. This is about the Cumbres Toltec train line. Goes over the mountains. So am I, be an engineer till the day I die. Don't bury me in no pine box, just using my soul to power a train. Now the Toltec Gorge is deep and wide, and my guy waits on the other side. The mountains here are green and tall, smoke from a stack where it hurts my head. And I wanna ride on the 489. Thank you, thank you. This is Karina Wilson over here on the fiddle from Glorieta, New Mexico. And Sarah Ferrell from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jim Palmer from Santa Fe. So we came up the other day, Thursday night, and we've been recording at Howlin Dog Studio, which has been fabulous. We've been in there like the past 8 hours the other day, 6 hours today recording. So we're really warmed up. This one's called Back Roads of My Mind. Running back roads of my mind, knocking off the dust and making it shine. Ain't got no need for whiskey bottles. You know, I used to go at it full throttle. A little angry, sometimes jaded, trying not to get offended. Some of these pathways seem blocked. I'm gonna break it down like a chisel on a rock. So take these blinders off, I won't see clear. Take in the world for me to hear. I think I'm going crazy, beat myself up for being lazy. I gotta get out of this rut, and it's a long old climb with no shortcut. I ain't one to take a straight line, usually veer from pine to pine. Ain't got no fears or reservations, and I try to curb on my expectations. So take these blinders off, I wanna see clear. Take in the world from ear to ear. Now the walls are coming alive, pathways and neurons in my eyes. A heavy dose of psilocybin, you know reality's more than what we see within. There's no courage without fear. Let down your guard, here come the tears. She's on the left, he's on the right. Step out of the darkness and into the light. So take the blinders off, I won't see clear. Take in the world from ear to ear. All right, thank you. It was pretty balmy out there today for Alamosa, huh? Like 40 degrees. Definitely been up here when it's a whole lot colder. So it was pretty nice. It felt like almost, like she said, springtime's here, huh? It's been really cold in Santa Fe too. Not like what you guys get, but I'm already over the winter. I work outside, do landscaping. I'm way over snow on the ground. We bring a blowtorch and a propane tank to the job site. We're like, oh, we got to work over there and crank up the propane and melt it and then get to work. This one's called Property Lines. I wrote this song about a little town in northern New Mexico named Dixon. Spent some time up there with a buddy doing some work and saw kind of some beautiful sides of Dixon and the crazy side of Dixon. So that's what this song is about. It's about both sides, the beautiful and the crazy. Dinosaur teeth, property lines. There's gold to be had way up in the mines. 2 dry acres with water rights. An old worn out shovels and broken tail lights. Stuck on the wrong side. Water gone wild, rolling and tumbling like muddy on Saturday night. Now there's ghosts in the orchard, only he hears. Tell the white ticks and apples in the fall of the year. On the banks of the Embudo, the willows smell strong. The river, she sings her cool mountain song. A little off the left, not on the right. You know the fruit tastes much sweeter when you let in the light. Gold heads and tweakers and 5 mil beakers. You know it all burned down when they blew up her car. 3 souls lie in wait for love to beat hay. You know those old tired hands still open the gate. Float me down to the muddy Rio Grande, and I will find my way, I will find it back home someday. Dinosaur teeth, proper lines. There's gold to be had way up in the mine. Thank you very much. So we're obviously going to do a bunch of these tunes that we recorded in the studio. We'll probably have a new album out, I reckon, sometime this summer. And we'll come back up here when we have it done, because it'd be fun to make it kind of full circle, recording up here and come back and play a show. What's that? You would like that? Good, okay. That's what I was looking for, some positive feedback on that. I mean, you can tell us at the end of the show. You can be like, well, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Don't tell us that. Might hurt our feelings. This is a song called Torcido. Let me get this in tune. I'm not very good at telling stories and tuning. I usually mess one of them up. Anyhow, torcido means like crooked or twisted in Spanish. I'm a big outdoorsman. I spend a lot of time in the mountains in September chasing after elk. And this year I was actually in Colorado, not far from here, like west of La Jara in the mountains, and spent like 21 days in September hunting with my bow. And a good friend shot an elk up there, and I wrote this song kind of about that experience and for her, called Torcido. Out of E, right? This one. Want to do the intro? We have to remember how we recorded these songs. We're gonna do the fancy intro we did on the recording. He was born in the spring under a blood-red moon. We lay in the aspen at high noon. And the grass was tall for July monsoons. He would pack on weight for fall would be here soon. Taking to the timbers and meadows at night, his bugles would ring through the dark starlight, and every waking moment spent staying alive, a wind in his nose and a movement in his eyes. And he's wild, 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 wild. Taking to the meadows and follow, stalking in close to his favorite wallow. Grand visions of meat on the bone. The family will fed every meal, thanks shown. Shed for life lost and I found an arrow blood red lying on the ground. This cut runs deep like the Torcido Valley as I walk out of its grand finale. And it's wild, wild, it's wild, wild, wild. And I pass my cross through the deep dark timber, the wind in my face, be still and surrender. A moment never lost, always to remember, the ghost of Torcido in late September. He's wild, wild, wild. It's wild, wild, wild. It's wild, wild, Thank you, thank you. One of the reasons I like, this is only the second time I played up here, but I remember this one the first time, is it's such a great place to play, but also Don and the Society Hall folks do a great job of promoting the shows. Like I had Priscilla call me from the newspaper and did an interview, and I was kind of having just one of those crappy mornings. It was cold. I just wasn't in a good mood to go work out in the cold. And then she called at 9, and I sat in my truck, in the warm truck, and did an interview for like over an hour, and it was so nice. It was like, it was so beautiful. It's great. Yeah, so thanks, Priscilla, if you're here. And one of the songs we talked about was a song called, we talked about songwriting, but one of these came up called Dog Tags 1942. And I didn't actually write this song. This is a poem of my great-grandmother, Mabel Edrington. And so I'm Bard the V. My son is the 6th. And then it went backwards, obviously. My grandfather was the 3rd. And he was in World War II. He wasn't deployed in World War II, but he flew bomber pilots, like B-17s, and he taught people to fly them. And there's a poem that his mother, my great-grandmother, wrote and put in a little book of poems about when he came home, the day he came home with his dog tags for World War II. And she writes in this poem about how she's trying to like be real brave for him, but she knows what those things are for. Like she was a volunteer nurse in the Red Cross in World War I. So she was really like torn, like watching her son go to war and all these other young men from this little town in Arkansas go to war. So she wrote this poem called Dog Tags. And I found it in a book, my dad's poem book of hers, and I read it and I was like, oh, this is like golden. So I put some music to it and we recorded it a few years ago. So, Dog Tags 1942. Mother, come see my dog tags here, called from another room. What do you mean, dog tag, son? Oh, my heart is filled with gloom. 495620, is that what this war means? Two little brass tags around his neck, identifying the dead, it seems. And he's making light of horrors ahead, so mother won't give down. And mother hurt from her very toes clear to the top of her crown. And those brawny hands and nestled soft on the firm and white young breast. Those trusting eyes, she loved those years and trained those thought the best. So mother, come see my dog tags here, he called from the other room. What do you mean, dog tags, son? Oh, my heart is filled with gloom. Mothers is trying very hard, and souls are bleeding wide. We didn't trust and train our boys for a worldwide human fight. And we honored God in life and thought, and we trained our boys the same. Now the money military fiends are teaching them a brand new game. So mother, come see my dog tags here, he called from the other room. What do you mean, dog tags, son? Oh, my heart is filled with gloom. Now their days are uncertain and their lives insecure, and they're thinking already ill. Hurry, hurry, faster again, we must get more ready to kill. Blood and carnage, bayonets and guns, the battle must be run. Lord, aching hearts, death and dark, one brass tag on a sun. So mother, come see my dog tags here, he called from the other room. What do you mean, dog tags sung, though my heart is filled with gloom. All right, thank you very much. This next tune is called Taos Lightning. Has anybody heard of Taos Lightning? It was a real strong liquor that was distilled north of Taos in Arroyo Seco in the 1800s. They said it was so strong that one sip or one drink would made you think you got struck by lightning. And this guy Simon Turley was the distiller down there, and it was a real popular drink amongst folks in New Mexico and trappers and traders. And the story goes I think around the early 1800s somewhere, there was the Taos Pueblo revolt where the first governor of New Mexico was murdered and killed in Taos along with a few other people, and it kind of became this battle ensued between the United States Army and Taos Pueblo and Hispanic folks in New Mexico that weren't interested in being ruled by the new Americans. And so I read this story in this book, Blood and Thunder. And just the other day, I was in Taos with my family looking at kind of the site where some of that stuff went down. So it's a real sad story, but it's a happy song. So if that makes sense. I know it doesn't, but maybe it will at the end of it. No, Taos Lightning is a mighty good drink for fighting. No, Taos Lightning is a mighty good drink for fighting. It'll loosen your tongue and things will get a little more exciting. You can find it all the way up on the Platte River. You can find it all the way up on the Platte River. And buffalo hunters drinking with raw liver. My traps are set and the fish are a-biting. My traps are set and the fish are a-biting. Don't nothing warm me up like a drink of Taos Lightning. No, Taos Lightning is a mighty good drink for fighting. No, Taos Lightning is a mighty good drink for fighting. It'll loosen your tongue and things will get a little more exciting. Governor Ben never knew what was coming. And he tried to comb the braves, but the rebels were already humming. It was a bloody fearful night in Taos. It was a bloody fearful night in Taos. The women and children huddled in the back of the house. No, Taos Lightning is a mighty good drink for fighting. Old Taos Lightning is a mighty good drink for fighting. It'll loosen your tongue and things will get a little more exciting. Wilson, man. I told you we were warmed up. We're going to slow it down just a little bit. We could maybe maintain this all night long. We played a swing dance in Santa Fe a few months ago, and they have like a swing dance night, and they hired us to come in there and play, which was really fun. But at the end of the night, the guy putting it on was like, could you guys play like a little bit slower? People are getting tired. It's like, nope, sorry. If they're, just tell them to go sit down in one of those chairs. I didn't say that, I'm not that mean, but we didn't slow things down. We're just, we're gonna do our thing. This one's called Ember in the Fire. I wrote this song about my lovely wife who's back at home with her son. We've got a 16-year-old son, and we've been married 21 years, and she's that ember in the fire that when things need a spark, she's there for it. Open up, slow down. You know your strength will always be around. And hold on to today. You know the past is always here to stay. And I know that I can find the whole world in your eyes and tell the truth to me. That this is how you thought it would be. That this is how you thought it would be. Hope like an ember in the fire, just waiting on your bright spark to shine. Like the sun going down, I know you'll always be around when suddenly it gets dark, but the light is always in your heart. From a boy to a man, we had to settle down and make a plan. And deep roots are set at home, and the word is always ours to roam. And the word is always ours to roam. And hope like an ember in the fire, just waiting on your bright spark to shine. Thanks. This is another new song for us. It might be all new to you. This one's called The Stone Walls of Dent. Me and Sarah and Karina were in the UK last summer on tour, playing around England and Scotland for like 3 weeks, I think it was. It was a blast. It was really fun. We were there in the summertime. Everybody was apologizing for how nice the weather was, and then they were apologizing for how crappy the weather was. It was really funny. But we stayed at a friend's house who had a family home in the Yorkshire Dales, this really beautiful area. There's just like these, it's just farmland, sheep farmland, rolling hills and dales and just stone walls, like thousands of miles of these beautiful stone walls. And so when we were over there, we had a few days off, and I started writing this song. And I never write songs. I never write the music first. I never write the words first. And I very rarely ever just write anything down. It's just kind of like in my head. But this one I sat down and wrote all the words, a story, made up this story about a sheep herder and a maiden from the high hall, right? And it took me like 4 months to finish the song.
Agonizing.
Yeah, it was. I think Sarah said it was more agonizing for her than it was for me.
I don't like to see you suffer.
Yeah, thanks. I was suffering, but I knew it was a good song, so I knew that I had to get it finished. So I stuck with it. So this is called Stone Walls of Den. Grass and heather, and the lambs go 2 by 2, and 2 stones laid together where the green meets the sky so blue. And she's humble man, a shepherd's son, born in the year of 21, no hill atop a high dale, yes, and crossing a mighty gale. And she paces in the high hall, perched above the river den. No man in all the dales for her to marry with her father's consent. Walks the heath and passes through the kissing gate. He moves his flock to new ground. She never moves or makes a sound. And on the gray stone walls of tent, where the oak grows tall and bent, I will lay in wait for you, my love, along the gray stone walls of tent. As the moonlight begins to fade, he lays a heather into her braid. They both risk a life of sorrow if they cannot love come tomorrow. Walks the heath, passes through the kissing gate. He moves his flock to new ground. She never moves or makes a sound. Soft and long. Now their love may be forbidden, but beneath the stone a note is hidden. The day has come to be as one, the high hall maiden and the shepherd's son. Says where the stone is soft and moss and the oak grows tall, and I will lay in wait love along the gray stone walls of tent, along the gray stone walls of tent.
you my love along the gray stone walls of death. Stone walls of dim, where the oak grows tall and thin. I will lay and wait for you, my love, along the gray stone walls of dim, along the gray stone walls of dim, along the gray stone walls of dim.
Beautiful. We record these songs in the studio, and they sound great. And then these two ladies put harmonies on there with our buddy Bill, and then it's just like a whole nother level. It's such a fun experience. We're going to hear in a few minutes our buddy Bill, Jim's brother. He's going to come up, play some songs with us, and come up the next set. He's been our recording engineer this weekend. Fantastic musician and songwriter, and a really great recording engineer too. Does a lot of work out at Don's place at Howlin Dog. Trouble and Desire. This is a song Sarah and I wrote with our buddy Boris. Here we go.
It was I who came here and knocked on your door. If you didn't want me, what did you open it for? I'm tangled in your vines that grow in my mind, like the ones on your dress, the one I love the best. Yellow porch light, and I'll charm you with my best intention. See it in your eyes and hear it in the buzzing flies. It's time for a fresh start before this falls apart. Maybe stay a little too long. A crush is just a sweet song. This thing's too wild to stay in the groove. Caught in your briar of trouble. at my side.
Sarah Ferrell. We got two more, then we're going to take a short little break. We got CDs back there for sale, and I put together a songbook of lyrics because I spend a lot of time writing lyrics, and most of the time people, it's hard to understand or it's hard to find them. Jim tells me the things that he thinks I'm singing during songs. And then I try not to sing those things. I try to sing the real words. He's like, oh, I thought you were saying something else. I'm like, well, that sounds pretty good too. This one's called Tired and Branded. This is another tune I wrote. I took my son when he was about 13 years old over here to the San Juan Mountains to elk hunt. And we climbed up Willow Mountain about 4 days in a row, 4 mornings in a row. We would leave camp, really, really cold, and climb up the mountain about an hour and a half up before sunrise and go hunting. And it was a blast. I think he only got mad and didn't want to do it one of the mornings. And but we didn't come home with anything, which happens a lot of times. The freezer stays empty. And this is the tune about that called Tired and Branded.
Cold and clear, and the herd we left was near, grazing out on Willow Mountain. 4 days we did climb this cold mountainside, and the frost with sparkles like diamonds. And I remember at his age I never walked through sage. I've seen the open country of the West. Never drank in the beauty of a clear mountain spring while staring out over the wilderness. When I leave empty-handed, sometimes a memory is all you need. We might leave tired and branded. Ain't nothing in this world that's guaranteed. And this predator and preying shouldn't move or should we stay. It's all a part of his DNA. Steep angle of the sun, the grazing days are done. Disappear off into dark timber. And he crawls across the snow, eyes up, he's staying low. Another memory to take time to remember. Their eyes dart around, and I feel that we've been found in the prey where lives another day. We might leave empty-handed. Sometimes a memory is all you need. We might leave tired and branded. Ain't nothing in this world is guaranteed. Oh, we might leave empty-handed. Sometimes a memory is all you need. We might leave tired and branded. Ain't nothing in this world is guaranteed.
Hey, Bill Palmer, where's old Bill Palmer at? There he is, this handsome fella's coming out here to play a tune for us. Bill's been behind the computer screen telling us good job or bad job. No, yeah, we didn't do any bad jobs. We just did jobs that were better than the other ones. Bill lives down in Terlingua, Texas, and records all pretty much. If you're on the east side of the Rio Grande, he'll record an album for you.
Or the West.
Or the West. Just always seems like we're always on the east. This is the song. It's dueling tuning guitars.
Thanks for having me here.
We got one more, and then we're gonna take a short little break, and we'll chat with y'all. If you want to buy a CD, hit us up.
This next song is a Junior Kimbrough song called "Keep Your Hands Off Her." Ready? Well, keep your hands off of that girl. She don't belong to you. Yeah, keep your hands off of that girl. She don't belong to you. I love the way she walks. I love the way she talks. She talk good. I love the way she walks. I love the way she talk. She talk good. Yeah, keep your hands off of that girl. She don't belong to you. Yeah, keep your hands off of that girl. She don't belong to you.
Bill Palmer.
All right, thank you very much.
That was amazing. I don't even want to play. I just want to listen. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for more. Thanks. We need a couple more. There's a couple more of us. You see that fiddle player? Oh, there she is. So we had the great pleasure this last year in 2023. Me and Bill and Jim and Karina went to the Netherlands and did a tour, and then later that summer, me and Karina and Sarah went to the UK and did a tour, and it's really fun to get to go to Europe and play music, obviously. But the places we play are just like this. They're just like little community halls, nonprofits that are run by like a small community, and we get to go, and people buy a ticket and they sit down and they listen to the songs, and it's really wonderful. And that's why I like this place so much, is because it's the same thing. Like, you guys come and are very respectful, like, and listen to the music. So it's really joy as musicians and songwriters get to like play in a place like this, and not some bar where there's a game going on or a television going on. So thanks a lot for supporting this place.
We're happy to have you here.
Yeah, thanks. We're happy to be here. This tune is called Sand and Gravel. When I was a little kid, my dad had a Mack truck, and he'd haul around sand and gravel in Alabama. And I won't tell you anymore, because the song will do that.
No, your guitar isn't on.
What's that?
Your guitar isn't on. Is it?
Is that coming? Oh, it's not coming through here for a second. Hold on. Are you getting a signal on that? What happened?
Is your amp on?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, you know what? Can you mute it for a second? A cable came out. I don't want to pop everybody's ear. Let's try that.
There you go.
There we go.
That sure helps, huh? See, it's really helpful to have a sound engineer up here, because he can tell when there's no sound.
Daddy was a truck driver. He hauled sand and gravel all around Alabama. He drank tea by the gallon, smoked Winston regulars, and out of the hard pack, getting lost in the sleeper cab of his black Mac. We moved up and down 65. Seemed like every couple months, Huntsville was passing by. I got a hard-working mother and a loving, caring father. And every day they would tell us they couldn't get much prouder. Drives an old blue tractor, looks like a relic from the past. He put food on the table, his wealth was unsurpassed. And he's a self-made man, a jack of all trades. And if he thought he could fix it, well, he did it in the shade. Daddy was a truck driver, hauled sand and gravel all around Alabama. He drank tea by the gallon, smoked Winston regular, out of the hard pack. I get lost in the sleeper cab of his black Mac. And he taught us the worth of a hard day's work. Get at what you put in, and he'll toughen up the skin. in my sights. And he's the king of one-liners. And he says it with a smile. Blind hole finds an anchor, and every once in a while. Daddy was a truck driver. He hauled sand and gravel all around Alabama. He drank tea by the galley, smoked Winston regular out of the hard pack. Get lost in the sleep again of his backpack. All right.
All right. Man, it's really fun having some amazing singers on stage. This was called Dance Across the Desert Like Rain. Got inspired to write this song from reading a book by a guy named Craig Childs. And it's just, it's kind of about that, I guess it's just about like Mother Nature, really. Like that's the spirituality that I like, is out in nature, right? And so I kind of wanted to write a song about this, this kind of ghostly figure that bounces around the desert. So that's what this is called, Dance Across the Desert Like Rain.
Watch her dance across the desert like rain. She holds mysteries you can't explain. She makes life, she feels pain. Dance across the desert like rain. She'll come to you in a dream. She's a ponderosa pine on a stream, waiting for the right time to show you it's more than it seems. Watch for her face in the flames. No need to know her name. Somehow it all sounds like the running of wild game. So watch her dance across the desert like rain. She holds mysteries you can't explain. She makes life, she feels pain. Dance across the desert like rain. Smelled her scent on the sage as the arroyos run with rage. Pronghorns dance, dodging bolts of lightning in the rain. Hear her voice in the night, howling just out of sight, begging to be followed out into the shadows of the night. So watch her dance across the desert like rain. She holds mysteries you can't explain. She makes life, she feels pain. Dance across the desert like rain. hear her song on the wing as the cranes gather for spring. She leads the way, a path for those led astray. She'll hold your worries if you need, like the tallest old poles of sea. Long fall below as a new life begins to grow. Watch her dance across the desert like rain. She holds mysteries you can't explain. She makes life, she feels pain, dance across the desert like rain.
All right, that was great.
All right.
Bill Palmer's going to sing you an original song of his.
This is a song I wrote when I was living down in Terlingua, Texas, back in 2001, and my son was not a year old yet, and he's now going to be 24 this year. But it was kind of pre-cell phone era, and we were out in the middle of nowhere, and at night when his mama would put him down, a lot of times she'd be exhausted and she would go to sleep with him. But I would stay up and find myself something to do, and there for a little while I thought it was a great idea to buy myself a 6-pack of Lone Star beer and sit in my van and listen to Mexican AM radio coming across the border. That was enriching for a little while, and then I realized I needed to do something else with my time. So I started writing a bunch of songs at night, and this is one of the ones I wrote. It's called O Comanchero. I don't know if you guys know what Comancheros were, but they were a lot of times sort of outcast and outlaw characters, because the Comanches didn't want to lay their eyes on gringos or any kind of civilization, and so the traders, they would trade though, and they would use Comancheros as go-betweens, and a lot of times they would take off with the stuff, you know. Anyway, this song is called O Comanchero. O Comanchero, flight as a feather, but heavy like iron, shaped by the fire, blood on your hands. Puede va conmigo a donde cantamos para los muertos en este mundo difícil llevar. Comanchero, tougher than leather, but easily led, better off dead, nowhere to go. Nobody loved you, not many knew you. Burned by the sun, learned by the gun, blood on your hand. Thank y'all so much.
Nice one, Bill.
Thank you, Bard.
All right. This next thing is called Burn You Up. This is a title track to an album that we put out last year, recorded in Santa Fe. The song came from a dream that I had. Like a lot of times I have these dreams that I'm singing these really great songs in them. I think they're really great when I'm singing them. And then sometimes I'll wake up and I can't remember them, or I realize that it was somebody else. It was like one time it was a Rolling Stones song, I think. And I thought it was mine. And I was really excited, but it wasn't. But one time, I did have this, started to have the song in my dream, this line, "It'll burn you up if you let it." And it was right when I was falling asleep, and I woke up, and I think I wrote it down. And the next day, started putting it together. And it was during COVID, when everything was crazy. And I just, I wanted to I started writing a song about anxiety. That's what it was about. And I kind of saw anxiety as like this little flame that kind of burns. And if you feed it, you know, like inside you keep feeding, it's like throwing gas on it, just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it consumes you. And so that's what I was trying to just write a song to remember that. And then it turned out to be a really good song. So it's called Burn You Up. It'll burn you up if you let it. It'll burn you up if you let it. It'll burn you up. It'll take you down, ringing in your ears and no normal sound. I count my seeds before I sow 'em. I count my seeds before I sow 'em. You may call it dirt or call it soul. It's where I'd end up if the snake uncoiled. It'll burn you up if you let it. It'll burn you up if you let it. It'll burn you up, it'll take you down and lay you 6 feet in the cold, cold ground. I plead with my mind to stay right here. I plead with my mind to stay right here. No need to tighten your hands. It's more than the anger that makes a man. And it'll burn me up if I let it. It'll burn me up if I let it. It'll burn me up, it'll tear me down. I'm tired of this rhetoric going round. Anxiety rages through the day, but a touch of your hand and it goes away. Back to days when we were young, just staring off into a setting sun. So won't you please do it again? Make me feel like a kid. Oh, won't you please do it again? Make me feel like a man. Oh, won't you please do it again? Make me feel like you did. Oh, won't you please do it again? Make me feel like a friend. right, thank you. Nice job. All right, we're gonna lighten it up. Next tune is called All I Can Do to Keep Myself in Line. I was standing in line to vote some years ago. I was just having a bad day during COVID and got some some rules given to me over the phone about my teenage son not being able to play basketball at the rec center. And I just got all annoyed, and I went back home and sat on the edge of my bed and I wrote this song, like from start to finish. All right, get on. Well, it's all I can do to keep myself in line. And then it's all I can do to keep myself in line. I ain't been drinking, but I've been cussing, and a little I'll turn up my mind. And it's all I can do to keep myself in line. There's a war out there between us and them. And I don't think I'm one of us, no one of them. Don't try to hold me down, I can stand all on my own. Don't you give me no rules over the telephone. And it's all I can do to keep myself in line. And it's all I can do to keep myself in line. I ain't been drinking, but I've been cussing, and a little I'll turn up my mind. And it's all I can do to keep myself in line. Trying not to die. Sometimes we forget to live and taste the apple pie. So why don't you keep your fears, honey, to yourself? And I will cover up my face before I catch hell. And it's all I can do to keep myself alive. And it's all I can do to keep myself in line. I ain't been drinking, but I've been cussing, and a little I turned up my mind. And it's all I can do to keep myself in line. Get on that line, Bill. Disappear into some dark hollow. Give me a rifle loaded something I can follow. Then I'm like to the world in the wilderness. I like it better out here. The whole world's a mess. And it's all I can do to keep myself alive. It's all I can do to keep myself alive. I ain't been drinking, but I've been cussing, and a little I turned up my mind. And it's all I can do to keep myself alive. I said it's all I can do to keep myself alive. All right, how about that? Jim Palmer back there on the drums. deem that the flat tire song. It sounds like you're running down the road with a flat tire. All right. So I waited to bring the banjo out to the very end of the show.
So it's not to run anybody off.
I don't want to ruin anybody's night. I take a lot of jokes for being a banjo player, mainly from this guy back here. Tell them about what happened to your banjo, Bill.
Oh man, I came home from a gig one night, and it was kind of late, and I came up to my front door, and I had to find my keys, and I set my banjo down and got the door unlocked and went inside. The next morning, I woke up and I remembered, oh my, I left my banjo out on the front porch. And so I walked out and I opened up the door and I looked, and there were 2 banjos sitting there.
What a nightmare. That's the kind of crap I got to put up with in the studio, especially when I'm like, oh man, we should put banjo on this track. And Bill's like, oh man, losing respect for you, Bard. But it's sure fun to play. This one's called Vertigo.
All these days seem to blur into one haze. Run around like a pig in a cage. Yes, I'm running around like a pig in a cage. And I smoke my mind, getting high, try to find calm that will settle the storm. Yes, a calm that will settle the storm. Then I find in my head, probably to till I'm dead, it's the one I will never win. It's the one I will never win. No, I can't go it alone. I can't go it alone. I can't go
Ferrell back there. Yeah, good stuff. Y'all doing all right out there? Okay. Just checking. We're gonna do a Towns Van Zandt tune. Can you mute that channel again? I keep stepping on this cord or my guitar. There we go. I think I'm over here tapping my feet, dancing with Karina. Like rolling the cord out of it. That one professional. Oh, I plugged it in the wrong one. Sorry, can you do that again? My bad. I plugged it in my bad. It's like amateur hour up here with this guitar. Got it. Kick us off there, Bill.
So I just recently, on New Year's Day, I played a Towns Van Zandt tribute concert at the Starlight Theater in Terlingua, Texas, hosted by Butch Hancock and Jimmy Dale Gilmore. And people came from California and New York to play one song at this thing out in the middle of the Texas desert. And I got to get up and sing a song that I hadn't brought a guitar with me, and Butch Hancock was like, "You can use my guitar," and I was like, "Really?" And I'm up there and I'm like, I'm playing Butch Hancock's guitar on a Towns Van Zandt song. But this next song we're gonna play for y'all, everybody was too afraid to play it. It was one of those ones, people were playing all these obscure songs, and I was like, nobody played Poncho and Lefty. So we're gonna do it now. Living on the road, my friends, is gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, your breath's as hard as kerosene. Weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye. Was a bandit boy. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. Poncho met his match, you know, in the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying. Poncho bit down south, he ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Poncho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Oh, there ain't nobody knows.
Nice work, Bill.
Thank you very much.
Man. That was really good. That's a really good song. How are you doing? Dancing to your song.
Is this an A Bard?
Yes, sir.
I don't happen to know some of these songs very well, so
Don't tell them that.
just learned them this weekend.
Yeah, but you were there when this song got writ.
Birthed.
We were in the Netherlands, and we stayed in this little town called Zandvoort. It was in February, and it was like a tourist town in the summertime from folks from Amsterdam. It was right on the water, and it was very, very quiet there, which is why we were there, because it was cheap to stay in. And the four of us were there, and we don't really look like Dutch people so much. Like, we don't fit in quite very well over there, and so we had cowboy hats and, you know, Terlingo tuxedos and all that, carrying around guitars and fiddles. And we stayed in this little house, and it was great because we had a few days off, and we had everything we needed. Like, right around that corner was the oldest bar in Zandvoort that had cold beer and the little bar snacks. And then around the other corner was a coffee shop to get espresso. And then around that other corner was another coffee shop, but they didn't serve espresso. They served other things that they serve in Amsterdam in coffee shops. So on our days off, you could find, we would just kind of bounce around from one to the other. And I wrote this song about it. I was like thinking about my wife, missing my wife, but also having the time of my life too with these fun folks. Called Dancing to Your Song. I've been dancing to your song. Don't you wanna sing along? Only one woman which I belong. I've been dancing to your song. Lord, you make my knees weak. I think about you in my sleep. Only do if you're gone. I've been dancing to your song. Stick out like a sore thumb. Cowboy hats, a fiddle, and a bass drum. And where you gone and where you from? We stick out like a sore thumb. And I've been dancing to your song. Don't you wanna sing along? Only one woman which I belong. And I've been dancing to your song. Paved with brick and stone. I tried to get you on the telephone. But you're probably working and I'm probably stoned. Oh, won't you please answer your phone? I've been dancing to your song. Don't you wanna sing
cold beer. They'll never get us out of here. The oldest bar in Sanborn. Living hard 'cause life is short. I've been dancing to your song. Don't you wanna sing along? You're only one woman with child alone. And I've been dancing to your song.
Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you. We got a few more songs left for you folks. All right, let me get this thing. This is the hardest part of the show. Let's get a banjo in tune. Thanks again for having us. It's really been a pleasure to come up here and make a lot of great music, both in the studio and here for you. Hopefully we'll be back in the future with this album, and keep coming to shows here. And I heard the place is paid off. That's pretty sweet.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And somebody told me that since they paid this place off, they're going to start paying my mortgage. So I don't know if that's true or not. That was like part of the deal with this gig, I think. I'm just kidding. There's no shame in asking, right? So this is a tune. I started playing music with Sarah like 16 years ago, I think. And we were in this band. We started this band called Three String Bale. And I had a little straw bale casita in my backyard, and we'd practice in there, and we had a wood stove. And when the wood stove wasn't on, it usually had a bottle of whiskey on top of the wood stove. And I just always thought, I was like, man, if I ever needed to hide a bottle of whiskey, I could hide it in that wood stove. And so, it's just a stupid thought, but it turned into a pretty cool song.
Set me on a mountain with a jug in my hand. I drink my worries to the promised land. Well, I'm bound to turn it all around. Well, I'll light a match, burn it to the ground. But it won't be nobody's fault but my own. I came out for weeds when I was grown. Yeah, whiskey on the stove, corn liquor and guns. Where the bottles all empty and a song sung. Like a horse without shoes and nowhere to run. Yeah, whiskey in a wood stove, corn liquor and guns. They say that boy, he's troubled, been it all his days. a drink in my hand, and I drink my worries to the promised land. Well, I'm bound to turn it all around. Well, I love the mask, burn it to the ground. Oh, Lord, but it won't be nobody's fault on my own. Around the weeds, when I was grown, yeah, whiskey and a whistle, corn liquor and guns. With the bottles all empty and the sun's down, like a horse without shoes and nowhere to run. Yeah, whiskey and a whistle, corn liquor and guns. Whiskey and a whistle, corn liquor and guns. Where the bottles all empty and the sun is sun, like a horse without shoes and nowhere to run. Yeah, whiskey and a whistle, corn liquor and guns.
Nice. All right, we got two more songs for you. This one's going to feature Sarah Ferrell singing an old time tune called Fly Around My Pretty Little Miss. All right, hang tight.
Yeah.
I've always said if I have one wish in the whole world, after solving world hunger, all that good stuff, it'd be that every banjo and every guitar that I ever picked up for the rest of my life was just in tune all the time, forever and ever. And I'd throw all my tuners away.
Take your time, Bard.
For some reason, it's being containers. We kick this off
We
together,
kick
right?
it off.
Fly around my pretty little. You kind of sing.
Some come here to fiddle and dance, some come here to cherry, some come here to fiddle and dance. I come here to marry. Fly around my pretty little miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty little miss, you almost drive me crazy. I wish I had a friend who's really good for me twice. Every time I play that thing, I wish that girl was mine. Fly around my pretty little miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty little miss, you almost drive me crazy. I love the cherry tree, my rose and cherry. For you holding me sticker, today with me. Fly around my pretty little miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty little miss, you almost drive me crazy. pretty little miss. Fly around my daisies, fly around my pretty little miss. You almost drive me crazy.
Karina Wilson and Sarah Ferrell. All right, one last tune for you. Thanks so much for coming. Once again, this is Bill Palmer back here. This is brother Jim Palmer. Karina Wilson and Sarah Ferrell. My name is Bard Edrington. Have y'all heard of the Chili line, the old train line? Chili line, it used to run from Antonito all the way down to Santa Fe. And it was a narrow gauge line, and it went down into the down to Pilar and then Budo along the Rio Grande in New Mexico. And the person who was developing it in the 1800s wanted this train line to go all the way to Mexico City, but they never made it. They made it to Santa Fe, which isn't very close to Mexico City at all. I read this book called River of Traps by this author in New Mexico, and in the book, it was a true story. It was about a family up in the mountains in El Valle, in the mountains in New Mexico above Dixon. And there was a young boy up there, and he took the train. He came down to Embudo Station, got on the Chili line, and rode it to Albuquerque, rode to Santa Fe, and then on to Albuquerque to go to school. And I just thought that was such an amazing story. Like this little kid that growing up in this little valley in the mountains, hardly ever left it, and then he went and got on a train and went to the big city, you know. Probably was like the most eye-opening experience for that kid in like this early 1800s. So thought I'd make for a really good song. So this is called the Chili. I've never left this mountainside. Hear tales of a train that we can ride. Moon shining on my window pane. Daddy wakes me up to catch the train. Head on out in the pouring rain. But off in the distance I can hear them moan, like a low rumble in a horn tone. Horn tone gonna carry me on. Chili line, oh chili line, I hear you whistling through the pines. Chili line, oh chili line, hauling up that steaming pine. Chili line, oh chili line, say you'll be a friend of mine. Chili line, oh chili line, won't you take me back to another time? Shadows of the mesa, when the sky turns cold and the rocks break through. Feet rest above the river's edge. River calls her name from the rocks and ledge. I'm like the last one from the nest to fled. Oh chili line, I hear you whistling through the pine. Chili line, hauling up that sleeping pine. Chili line, say you'll be a friend of mine. Chili line, won't you take me back to another time? Shadows of the mesa, when the sky turns cold and the rocks create feet rest above the river's edge. River calls my name much. Thanks for coming. Karina, Bill, Jim, Sarah, and Bard. Y'all have a great rest of your night and weekend. We'll see you next time.